Switching on the joy within, escaping the grip of boredom. In the fast-paced world we live in, it's easy to fall into a state of discontent. We find ourselves endlessly comparing our lives to others, convinced that happiness lies just beyond the things we don't yet possess. The habit of comparison can become a thief of joy, gradually filling our lives with a sense of emptiness, no matter how much we accomplish or accumulate. But what if we could change all of this with a simple shift in perspective? What if the secret to lasting happiness lies not in acquiring more, but in truly seeing and appreciating what we already have? Life is an intricate tapestry of experiences, woven from moments both mundane and miraculous. However, too often, we overlook the everyday miracles surrounding us, the warmth of a morning sunbeam, the simple joy of a heartfelt conversation, or the peace that comes with a quiet evening. Instead, we get caught in the cycle of comparison, measuring our lives against others. When we fail to match up to our own, often unrealistic, expectations, it leaves us feeling inadequate. The truth is, genuine contentment doesn't stem from external achievements, but rather from an internal shift, from a heart that chooses to see abundance rather than scarcity. This isn't about pretending everything is perfect. It's about cultivating a mindset that appreciates the beauty in what's already here. By learning to see life with a sense of gratitude, we can escape the grip of boredom and discover a deeper sense of fulfillment. Understanding the root of boredom. Boredom often stems from an underlying sense of dissatisfaction. We look at our lives and feel that something is missing. Yet, this feeling of lack is often magnified by comparison. When we view others through the lens of social media or societal standards, it's easy to feel that our lives are inadequate. They seem to have it all: the career, the relationships, the accolades. But appearances are just that, appearances. Every person's life has its own set of struggles, and focusing on another's highlights often means ignoring our own blessings. Sometimes, boredom isn't a lack of activity, it's a lack of connection. We can have the busiest schedules, filled with work, social events, and responsibilities, yet still feel a profound emptiness. This emptiness arises because we've lost the connection to the present moment and, ultimately, to ourselves. The antidote to boredom isn't found in more doing, but in a deeper sense of being. When we begin to live with awareness and presence, even the most ordinary moments become vibrant. Gratitude as a way of life. Gratitude is not just an emotion, it's a practice, a way of seeing the world. When we cultivate gratitude, we shift our focus from what we lack to what we have. This shift in perspective can be transformative. Imagine starting each day with a simple acknowledgement of life's gifts: the breath in your lungs, the roof over your head, the companionship of family or friends. Even the challenges we face are gifts in disguise, opportunities for growth and resilience. It's easy to fall into the habit of counting what we don't have: money, status, recognition. But when we choose to focus on what we do have, our lives begin to feel fuller and more satisfying. Studies have shown that people who regularly practice gratitude experience less stress, more joy, and even better physical health. Gratitude helps us recognize that life itself is a miracle and that we are fortunate to be part of it. Gratitude can also reconnect us to the simple pleasures in life: the warmth of a cozy home, the beauty of a blooming flower, the laughter of a loved one. All of these become sources of joy when we approach them with appreciation. In the rush of everyday life, we often overlook these moments. Yet, these are the very experiences that add richness and depth to our lives. Shifting perspectives, seeing the extraordinary in the ordinary. One of the most effective ways to overcome boredom and dissatisfaction is to start seeing the world through fresh eyes. When we become accustomed to something, we often take it for granted. But what if we could see each day with a sense of wonder, as if experiencing it for the first time? Think about the small miracles that fill each day. The ability to see a sunset, hear a beautiful piece of music, taste a delicious meal, or feel the warmth of a loved one's embrace. These are experiences that many people around the world may lack. By remembering this, we begin to see how truly blessed we are. Take a moment to reflect on the things you usually overlook: the beating of your heart, the functionality of your limbs, the miracle of sight and sound. Many people dream of these simple abilities. When we shift our focus to these small wonders, our days are filled with meaning, and we are reminded that life itself is a gift. Changing our perspective doesn't mean we ignore life's challenges. It means we approach them with a sense of appreciation for what remains. In every difficulty, there's a lesson, an opportunity to grow. Life is a journey, and each moment, whether joyful or challenging, adds to the richness of our experience. The power of presence. Living fully in the present moment is one of the greatest antidotes to boredom. Often, we are physically present but mentally elsewhere, lost in thoughts about the past or worries about the future. This split between where we are and where our minds are can lead to feelings of dissatisfaction. When we embrace the present, we immerse ourselves in life's immediate beauty. A warm cup of coffee in the morning, the laughter of a friend, the feeling of a breeze on our face. These are fleeting moments, but they are also life's true treasures. Practicing mindfulness allows us to experience these moments fully, and in doing so, we cultivate a deeper sense of peace. By focusing on the present, we can also better connect with others. Relationships become richer when we listen actively, with our full attention, rather than half-heartedly as we check our phones or think about what's next on our agenda. Living in the moment doesn't just enrich our own lives, it deepens our connections and strengthens our bonds with the people we care about. Contentment through simplicity. There is a quiet joy in simplicity. In a world that constantly pushes us to want more and do more, simplicity is a radical choice. It is the decision to focus on what truly matters, to let go of the unnecessary, and to appreciate the beauty of the essentials. A life of simplicity doesn't mean we reject material success or personal achievements. It means we understand that these things are not the essence of who we are. By stripping away the superficial, we allow ourselves to connect with our true selves and find happiness in life's little pleasures. Instead of seeking more, we can choose to find joy in less. When we embrace simplicity, we are less likely to feel envious or bored. We stop looking outward for validation and begin to nurture a sense of self-worth that comes from within. This inner contentment is far more enduring than any external achievement. Reconnecting with nature. Nature has a remarkable ability to ground us, to remind us of life's natural rhythms and our place within them. Spending time in nature can alleviate boredom and bring a sense of calm and wonder. The sight of a blooming flower, the sound of rustling leaves, the feel of soft grass underfoot, these are experiences that bring us back to the present and reconnect us with something greater than ourselves. By spending time in nature, we become aware of life's simplicity and beauty. A walk in the park or a moment spent watching the clouds drift by can remind us of life's cycles and rhythms. Nature doesn't rush, and it doesn't compare. It simply is, thriving in its own perfect way. When we embrace nature's pace, we become more patient and accepting of ourselves. We learn that life doesn't need to be a constant race, and that fulfillment can be found in the quiet moments as well as the grand ones. Finding joy in giving. One of the greatest sources of happiness is the act of giving. When we focus on others, we shift away from our own discontent and discover the joy of making a positive difference in someone else's life. Giving doesn't always mean grand gestures. Sometimes a kind word, a smile, or a moment of listening is enough. Helping others reminds us of our shared humanity and fills our lives with a sense of purpose. It's hard to feel bored or empty when we know we are contributing to the well-being of others. Acts of kindness create a ripple effect, spreading positivity and fostering a sense of connection. By practicing generosity, we not only enrich others' lives, but also add meaning and depth to our own. Giving brings us closer to the essence of life, reminding us that true happiness often lies not in what we receive, but in what we give. Conclusion: embracing a life of fulfillment. The key to escaping boredom and finding fulfillment doesn't lie in external achievements or comparisons. It lies in our ability to see the beauty in everyday life, to appreciate the gifts we often take for granted, and to live with a sense of gratitude. Life is a series of fleeting moments, each one filled with potential joy and meaning. When we shift our perspective, we discover that there's magic in the ordinary, that happiness is within reach, not in the things we acquire, but in how we choose to experience each day. By practicing gratitude, embracing simplicity, connecting with nature, and finding joy in giving, we can lead lives that are rich, meaningful, and truly fulfilling. Instead of waiting for life to change, let's change how we see life. Every moment, every interaction, every breath is a reminder that life itself is a gift. Let's cherish it, live it, and find contentment in the here and now.